Hello everyone. So in today's topic we are going to discuss about types of connective tissue. So in last topic we discussed about what is connective tissue and the cells which is being used in the connective tissue, and in this topic we are going to discuss about what are the types of connective tissue. So definition of connective tissue. Connective tissue is the tissue that connects, separates and supports all other types of tissue in the body. So it's very clear. It is a tissue that connects, separates and supports the other types of tissue in the body. The major functions of the connective tissue include binding and supporting, protecting, insulating, storing reserve fuel, transporting substances within the body. So as it said that it helps in the binding and supporting. Okay. Protecting. So protecting from the protecting within inside the body and the foreign bodies which is being attacking the body. So insulating in the sense provides the temperature. It stabilizes the temperature of the body. Storing reserve fuel means it's acting like a dam or something. It is saving whatever things it is having, and it is giving, so whenever it is needed, it is giving as a storing reserve fuel. So the transporting substances within the body. So these are the main functions of the connective tissue. So the types of connective tissues are loose connective tissue, that is mainly the areolar, loose areolar connective tissue, adipose tissue, white adipose tissue and the brown adipose tissue, reticular tissue, dense connective tissue is divided into fibrous tissue and elastic tissue, and cartilage, that is a hyaline cartilage, fibrocartilage, elastic cartilage, and last one is the bone. So these are the types of the types of connective tissue. So this is just a flow chart I am giving so that it will be easier for you to understand. So connective tissue is divided into loose areolar connective tissue. The adipose tissue is further divided into the brown and the white adipose tissue, and the cartilage which is divided into hyaline cartilage, fibrocartilage and elastic cartilage. Then the dense connective tissue is divided into fibrous dense connective and the elastic dense, and the reticular tissue and the bone. So this is the flow chart of the connective tissue, types of connective tissue. And there is the cells in the connective tissue. Why I am giving this slide in this topic is, so we will be coming across what are the cells in this topic so far, what are the cells which is being used in the connective tissue. So just for brushing up I am giving this. So the reticular fibers, which is the blue strand which we can see, the adipocytes which is mainly used in the adipose tissue, the mesenchymal cells, the elastic fibers and the collagen fibers. So there is a small difference. The elastic fibers is the green one. This thing is called as the elastic fiber. The collagen fibers is a thick thing which is being ash in color. So this is the difference between the elastic and the collagen fibers. The fibroblast here is placed, and the macrophage which helps in the defense mechanism. The fibroblast which is used for the wound healing. This is a detailed video which we saw in the last topic, the cells in the connective tissue. So now we are going to see the types, that is areolar connective, the connective tissue. The main one is the areolar connective tissue. The areolar connective tissue holds organs in place and attaches epithelial tissue to the other underlying tissue. So the areolar tissue which connects then holds the organs in place. So this is the main purpose of this areolar connective tissue. It also serves as a reservoir of water and salt for our surrounding tissue. So in the function we saw that it acts as a storage reserve fuel. So this is the main thing, that it is a reservoir of water and salt. So it stores whatever the water and salt which is being placed, and it gives to the surrounding tissue when they are needed. So almost all cells obtain their nutrients from and release their waste into areolar connective tissue. So all the tissues that obtain the nutrients from this cell and release their waste into the alveolar cell. So it acts also as a purification tissue. So these tissue are widely distributed and serve as universal packing materials between other tissue. So we saw that helps in transportation. So how it is helping in transportation? It is widely distributed, so it serves as a universal packing material. It helps to pack all the things, whatever which is needed, which is needed to be transported. So this tissue helps in the universal packing material. So the function of areolar connective tissue includes supporting binding of the other tissue. So it also helps in supporting and binding. It also helps in defending against infection. So that is the thing. So now you can connect that binding and supporting, which helps to bind all other types of tissues in the body and organs in the body. Protecting, it helps in the defense mechanism. Insulating, we'll see that later. And the storing of the reserve fuel, we told that the water and the salt which is being stored. And the transporting, it helps with the universal packing material so that it stores and transport all the substances which is in the body. So this is the areolar connective tissue. The loose areolar connective tissue, same thing. This is most generalized type of connective tissue. So in the body, it is very generalized, and it is major part of the body is made up of this loose areolar connective tissue. The matrix is semi-solid with many fibroblasts, fat cells, mast cells, macrophages, widely separated by elastic and the collagen fibers. So this body is containing, this areolar connective tissue is containing the elastic and the collagen fibers. So in this fibers, it is being attached by the fibroblasts, fat cells, mast cells and macrophages. These are the cells in the connective tissue. So these are the cells. So the adipose tissue, adipocytes, the collagen fibers and elastic fiber. These holds the the fibroblasts, the macrophages. These are the cells which is being found in this loose areolar connective tissue. It is found in almost every part of the body, providing elasticity and tensile strength. So the elasticity of the tissue and the tensile strength which is being provided by this loose areolar connective tissue. It connects and supports other tissues for what it's under the skin, between the muscles, supporting the blood vessels and nerves in elementary column. These are the parts where this loose areolar connective tissue is being found, and it connects and supports the other tissue. So next one type is the adipose tissue. The adipose tissue, there are two types, the white adipose tissue and the brown adipose tissue. So adipose tissue consists of fat cells, that is the adipocytes, containing large fat globules in a matrix of areolar tissue. There are two types. So mainly the adipocytes are the adipose cells, that is the fat cells, which contain large fat globules in a matrix. So two types are white adipose tissue. The first one is the white adipose tissue that makes up 20 to 25% of the body weight in adults with a normal BMI. More is present in obesity and less in those who are underweight. So underweight, the adipose tissue is less in number. Obesity, it is more in number. For normal persons, it is 20 to 25%. The adipose tissue secretes the hormone leptin. So it secretes the hormone leptin. The kidneys and the eyeballs are supported by the adipose tissue, which is also found between muscle fibers and under the skin, where it acts as a thermal insulator and energy store. So now you can connect that how this connective tissue is helping in the temperature of the body. So this adipose tissue, which acts as a thermal insulator, it helps to maintain the temperature of the body and energy store. Where we can see this, the kidneys, the eyeballs, and between the muscle fibers and the skin. So this is a diagram where the white adipose tissue and the brown fat. So where these are the things where the white adipose tissue is found, and these are the places where the brown adipose tissue is being found. So brown adipose tissue, this is present in newborn. It has more extensive capillary network than the white adipose tissue. So the more amount blood supply will be more to the brown adipose tissue than the white adipose tissue. When brown tissue is metabolized, it produces less energy and considerably more heat than other fat, contributing to maintenance of the body temperature. So the maintenance of body temperature, this brown fat is being used, and it is using up more heat than the other fat. So sometimes small amounts are present in adults. So mainly it is present in babies, and sometimes it is also in small amount is present in adults. So where these are the places where the dark brown is there, no? These are the places where the brown adipose tissue is found. So the behind the scapula and surrounding the kidney. So these are the places. So next one is the reticular fibers. So we saw about the loose areolar connective tissue, adipose tissue, that is the brown and the white. Now we are going to see about the reticular tissue. Reticular tissue has semi-solid matrix with fine branching reticulin fibers. So it contains the reticulin fibers. So these are the things which is the reticulin fibers. It contains reticulin cells and the white blood cell, that is the monocytes and the lymphocytes. So these are the reticulin tissue cells which is being present, and the WBC, it contains the lymphocytes and the monocytes. These two are being present in the reticulin fibers. So the reticular tissue is found in lymph nodes and all other organs of the lymphatic system. If the WBC is present, it is mainly helpful for the body's defense mechanism. So when there is infection, this WBC count will be more. So this reticular tissue helps in the protection against the all the infections which is coming inside the body. So it is mainly taking place in the lymph nodes, where this is the drainage system of the body. So the lymph nodes and the lymphatic system, all the organs of the lymphatic system, the reticular tissue is being present. So this is the reticular cells, the lymphocytes and the reticular fibers. So in the cells we saw about the reticular fibers. So this is the reticular fibers which is being present. So this is a skin. We saw that in all other parts of the lymphatic system. So in the skin, how it is being taking place. This is the dermis, epidermis. So in this is a detailed view of this part, where it contains collagen, the elastic fibers, the fibroblasts, all the cells which is being present in the connective tissue is being found in this reticular tissue. So the next one is the dense connective tissue. The two types is the fibrous tissue and the elastic tissue. These are the two types of dense connective tissue. So this contains more fibers and fewer cells than loose connective tissue. So in loose connective tissue, what is the loose connective tissue? This is the loose connective tissue, no? So it contains more amount of cells than the matrix. But here, the the dense connective tissue, it contains more fibers and the fewer cells. So this is the difference between the dense and the loose connective tissue. There are two types, fibrous tissue and elastic tissue. In fibrous tissue, this tissue is mainly made up of closely packed bundles of the collagen fibers with very little matrix. So closely packed bundles of the collagen fibers are being present with very minimal amount of thickness. Matrix, the thickness will be very minimal. The fibrocyte, that is the old and inactive fibroblasts, are few in number and line in rows between the bundles of the fiber. So what is the fibrocytes? Is the old and the inactive. Inactive means it is not able to do whatever things the other fibroblasts are doing. So very inactive. It is not very active in the body system. They are called as the fibrocytes. So they are present in few in number and line in rows. The fibrous tissue is found in wherever we can see it forming ligaments that binds the bones together as an outer protective cover of the bone called periosteum. So the outer covering of the bone is called as periosteum. There we can find as an outer protective covering of some organs, for example the kidneys and the lymph nodes and the brain. So these are the places where the fibrous tissue is found, and forming muscle sheets called muscle fascia, which extends beyond the muscle to become the tendon that attaches to the muscle to the bone. So the muscle is being attached to the bone because of the tendon that attaches the muscle to the bone. So this muscle fascia, which is being placed in this tendon which attaches the muscle to the bone. Because of this muscle fascia, the muscle is being attached to the bone, and this is mainly because of this fibrous tissue. And the dense connective tissue. In this dense connective, there are three types. They are dense regular connective tissue, dense irregular connective tissue, and the elastic tissue. The dense regular connective tissue is being formed in this triceps muscles. So just for review, I'm just giving it. The collagen fibers, which contains the fibroblast nuclei, and there is a dense irregular connective tissue for the dermis, the skin. So dermis. So it is being present, and the elastic tissue of the ligament between the vertebrae. So our spinal cord is sternus, so vertebral column is sternus. So these are the three things: the dense regular, dense irregular, and the elastic tissue. So and this is the main thing, that's the elastic tissue. The elastic tissue is capable of considerable recoil and extension. Recoiling and extension like a rubber band or like a stretchable elastic band. So how it is recoiling and extending. If you are extending how much, that the same amount it will be recoiling. So that is the capability of this elastic tissue. There are fewer cells and the matrix considerably maintain of masses of elastic fibers secreted by fibroblasts. So only fewer cells are being present, and the matrix is consists of elastic fiber masses is being present that is secreted by the fibroblast. It is found in organs where the stretching and alteration of shape is required. So mainly it is being present where the stretching and alteration of shape is required. That place this elastic fiber is mainly present. Example, that is the large blood vessels, the trachea, bronchi and the lungs. So these are the three for example I am giving. These are the places where we can see. So mainly the aorta, that is the large blood vessels of the body which carries blood from the heart to all the parts of the body. So this is the major blood vessels of the heart. So this is an example, and so this is a picture of how it is. So the nuclei of the fibroblast is present and the elastic lamin. So elastic fibers containing the fibroblast. This is the elastic tissue. Next one is the cartilage. So why I am showing this is so that you will be able to understand it better. So loose area connective tissue we have finished, adipose brown and white finished. So dense connective tissue, fibrous and elastic we have finished, the reticular finished. So balance is the cartilage and the bone. So cartilage we have hyaline, fibro and the elastic cartilage. So this is thing we are going to deal it now. So cartilage is firmer than the other connective tissue. It is firmer. It is very firm. Firm in the sense it is hard but not too harder. That is, it is firm. The cells, that is the chondriocytes, are sparse and lie embedded in the matrix, reinforced by collagen and the elastic fibers. Those the cells that mainly which is being placed is called the chondriocytes, which is embedded in the matrix of the elastic fibers. So three types are hyaline, fibro and the elastic. So see the difference, how they are differ from each other. The hyaline one, the fibrous one and the elastic one. Everything has that chondriocytes, that's the cell of the cartilage. Everything has that. The matrix which differs from each other. So in hyaline cartilage, the matrix is like this. In fibrous, so more amount of collagen fibers. And in elastic, the elastic fibers are more. So hyaline cartilage. Hyaline is a smooth bluish white tissue. So it is a bluish white tissue color. The chondriocytes are arranged in small groups within cellness and the matrix is solid and smooth. So the matrix is very solid. Hyaline cartilage provides flexibility, support and smooth surfaces for the movements at joints. So wherever the joint is taking place, the hyaline cartilage it provides the flexibility and support of the smooth surface of the joint. So this is the bluish one, the epiglottis, larynx, trachea, sorry, not the epiglottis, the larynx, trachea, lungs, these places, and the blue places where we can see. So the blue one is called the hyaline cartilage. So here the joints, the long bones which is being attached to the pelvic bone. So there, this joint in the hands, in the shoulder joint, articular joint. So these places the hyaline cartilage we can see there. So hyaline cartilage provides the flexibility, support and smooth surface of the joints where we can found. It is found on the ends of the long bones that form the joint. So these are the long bones. So these long bones we can see this hyaline cartilage. It forms the costal cartilage which attaches the ribs to the sternum. So the ribs which is being attached to the sternum, this is called as the costal cartilage. So there we can find the hyaline cartilage. So it is found in the part of larynx, trachea and bronchi. So here you can see larynx, trachea and the bronchus. So these are the places where you can see. So it includes the articular cartilage. Articular in the sense it mainly the joints, both articulating surface, the places where articulation is being taking place, that is the movement is being take place, covers the ends of the most of the bones of the movable joint. And the costal cartilage where we can see the ribs and the sternum, connects the ribs and the sternum. It is called costal cartilage. The respiratory cartilage from the skeleton of the larynx, that is the voice box. This is called as the voice box. Here is called the respiratory cartilage. And the nasal cartilage supporting the external nose. So external nose, these are the hyaline. These are the main hyaline cartilage. And next one is the fibrocartilage. So there we can see more amount of fibrous tissues being present. This consists of dense masses of white collagen fibers in a matrix similar to that of hyaline cartilage, with cells widely dispersed. So similar to the hyaline cartilage, the cells are widely dispersed, but it consists of dense masses of white collagen fibers. There it is bluish white color. So here it is dense masses of white collagen fibers. It is tough, slightly flexible, supporting tissues found as pads between the body of vertebrae and intervertebral disc. So this is a vertebral column. There we can see the intervertebral disc. There between two vertebrae, body of the vertebrae, the intervertebral disc, we can find this fibrocartilage. It is tough, and slightly flexible. It is very tough and it is slightly flexible and supporting tissues. Okay. Between articulating surface of the bone of the knee joint called semilunar cartilage, also found in the bony joint, that is the semilunar cartilage, knee joint, that is semilunar cartilage, we can see it on the rim of the bony socket of the hips, shoulder joints, deepening the cavities without restricting movement. The socket of the hip there and the shoulder joint in deepening cavities, we can find this fibrocartilage. So in this picture you can see this red color one are the fibrocartilage. This is the intervertebral disc are containing the fibrocartilage. The symphysis, pubic symphysis, there we can see, and this knee joint we saw, no? There we can find this articular cartilage, that is the we can find this fibrocartilage there. So last one is the elastic fibrocartilage. That is this flexible tissue consists of yellow elastic fibers lying in a solid matrix with chondrocytes lying between the cells. The chondrocytes is the cells of the cartilage. So this elastic fibrocartilage consists of this chondrocytes with the yellow elastic fibers. So it provides support and maintain the shape. Like for example, pinna of the lobe. This is the pinna. The pinna of the lobe, we can for maintaining its shape, it is being present. And the epiglottis, that is here, this is a flap-like structure which helps in closing this windpipe and the windpipe at the foot pipe. So when we are eating, it will open and it will close the windpipe, so that when we are eating, it will directly go into the foot pipe. So when we are breathing, it will close the foot pipe so that we are directly breathing the air into the lungs. This is the main purpose of this epiglottis. It's just a flap-like structure. So it is made up of elastic fibrocartilage and a part of tunica media of the blood vessels. So here we can see the tunica media. In a blood vessel, there are three layers: tunica externa, tunica media, and tunica intima. These are the three layers. So here the tunica media, this is mainly composed of the elastic fibrocartilage. So here we can see the epiglottis, then the pinna of the ear. This is the pinna of the ear. So here these are the three areas where we can see the elastic fibrocartilage. Last one is the bone. So the bone cells are called osteocytes. In the cartilage cells is called chondrocytes. So here it is called the osteocytes, are surrounded by a matrix of collagen fibers strengthened by inorganic salts, mainly calcium and phosphate. So we know that the bone is containing calcium and phosphate, but it binds with the collagen fibers so that it is very firm, and it also contains the bone cells. These are the things which is being present inside the bone. So this provides the bone with the characteristic of strength and rigidity. The strength and rigidity of the bone is mainly because of this calcium phosphate combined with this collagen fibers and the bone cells which is being present in the collagen fibers. The bones have a considerable capacity to grow in the first 2 decades of the life and regeneration throughout the life. So first 2 decades, in the sense a decade is 10 years. So first 2 decades means for 20 years, the capacity to grow for the growth of the bone is mainly more, and the regeneration, that means if a cell is being dying and it is being regenerated, and so that if a fracture is happening and the regeneration, everything which is being happening throughout the life, but the growth is only for the first 20 years, at the first 2 decades of the life. The 2 types of bone are identified by the naked eyes are compact bone and spongy or cancellous bone. So if you are seeing a bone by structure, so there's 2 things we can see, that is the compact bone and the spongy or cancellous bone. So compact bone means solid or dense appearance, that is the femur, tibia of the long bone. So here you can simple diagram, compact bone and the spongy bone. The inside is called spongy bone. So compact bone, also called as the cortical bone, surrounds the spongy bone. They are heavy, tough and compact in nature. They are very heavy, tough and compact, and it is the outer surface which is covering the spongy bone. So spongy or cancellous bone or spongy or fine honeycomb appearance. Example, it is found in the ends of the long bones, ribs and skull. So this is being found in the ends of the long bones, ribs and the skulls. It is like a honeycomb appearance which is being present. The spongy bone is also called as cancellar or tabecular bone. It is found in the long bones, is surrounded by the compact bone. So this is the thing about the bones. So thank you so much. So far we discussed about the types of the connective tissue. In few further topics, we'll discuss about the muscular tissue and the nervous tissue. And if you have any doubts, please share in the comment section below. And if you want only the slides, you can see in my nursing blog, that is the nursing abstract. And the same video I'm doing also in Tamil. If you want, you can just have a look on it. So thank you so much.